Welcome to the HS Innkeepers podcast. We're glad you found your way here. And welcome to the Innkeepers podcast. We are a podcast for innkeepers covering Hearthstone fireside gatherings with insight and information we hope all of our fellow innkeepers will find useful. I'm Avantes from Knoxville, Tennessee.
I am Root from Orlando, Florida.
And I'm Illyri from Halifax in Canada.
Coming up here in episode number 27, we of course will have all of the news and the shares and the spotlights and stuff that is important to you. We've got some new member introductions. And then we're doing this little thing that we talked about last week where you guys send in some videos or something.
We got
a few. We got a few. You actually pulled through. We've got submissions. We're going to watch those, and then you guys are going to rate them, and then we're giving away $20 tonight in Battle. So hey,
we're crazy.
We got some crazy Eddies here. Crazy Eddie. Yeah.
Oh my. Don't forget, of course, check out firesidegatherings.com to establish your tavern and find resources as an innkeeper. But of course, go to hsinnkeepers.com for a whole host of resources made by innkeepers for your fireside gatherings.
All right, so before we get to all of that goodness that we have lined up here...
and we got some goodness coming.
Yeah, we need to take care of a little house cleaning first. So, for all of our innkeepers, the Witchwood Launch Party support kits have been announced. Basically, you need to schedule a fireside gathering between April 21st and May 20th to qualify. Applications are now open, so your deadline to apply will be May the 3rd. So if you're planning an event for any time in the middle to late half of May, it needs to be scheduled by May the 3rd. This is your advanced warning.
And go figure, I just scheduled mine like a couple of days ago. And now it's still going to go through that thing where it delists you if you make a change to it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That is something to keep in mind, guys, if you already made an event. Because it is definitely, pretty soon after the expansion comes out. If you've made your event and you apply for a support kit, it will take your fireside down off of being publicly viewable on firesidegatherings.com. Give it a couple of days. They do have a lot of submissions to go through, but if it takes any longer than that, just hop into the Discord server and usually you can get a hold of someone to at least take a look at it. The thing to keep in mind with those dates too is just that they're inclusive. So you can host one on the 20th of May, which is my plan, the last day, and as early as April 21st.
Which is my plan.
Whoa!
Well, I just talked to my venue about trying to schedule an event, and I guess there's a Magic the Gathering pre-release somewhere right around that time. They were like, you can do one on Saturday the 26th, and I'm like, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Oh. So we'll see. I may have to do some date shuffling.
Some finagling.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, and if you guys have not heard about this yet, pay close attention because this is super, super cool. Deck sharing is now available in the game. So,
Live, yeah.
What is deck sharing? So, if you are challenging another player, or maybe you have somebody who's new to the game, and they don't have a lot of decks, or you just want to help someone learn or play test, there's now a feature where you can hit borrow decks and they'll get a dialogue box. And in the live stream that happened yesterday on Monday, Ben Brode explained it on stream as they can say yes, they can then use your decks in the challenge. So just for that one-on-one friendly play experience, now they can use other people's decks that they're playing with, that they're playing against. You can swap decks, play each other's decks against each other. It's a really cool feature for us as innkeepers. As I said, if you have somebody who is new and learning, and doesn't have a lot of cards, you can build a deck out of your collection and have them play that deck and walk them through it and teach them how to play. This is a huge, great teaching tool that has now been made available to us.
You keep in mind, they don't get to keep those cards.
Right.
So it's not take a deck, it's borrow a deck.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think it's one of those, components that we as innkeepers have been looking for a while, like we've wanted open accounts so we can just let people sit and play. And I think that this not only opens up that, but opens it up that any player can bring a friend and, they can really play together and have a lot of fun at Fireside. So I'm excited. Everyone seems super hype about this as well. So.
Oh, yeah.
Nice move, Blizzard. Nice.
Yeah, thank you very much. So
thank you, Blizzard.
All right. Also, the Witchwood Invitational Tournament, which is the first official tournament after the new set, basically will be streaming on the Play Hearthstone Twitch channel this Friday the 13th at 9 a.m. Pacific. That's noon Eastern.
At least they did something on Friday the 13th.
I know, right?
This is going to be a lot of fun. Just to tune in and watch. You're going to have people like Ali Straza, Firebat, Dog, Savitz, Show, RDU, Orange, Tyler OTD. There's a lot of big names competing in this. If you want, you can use !invitational if you're joining us live in our chat for the announcement article. It's going to be, just if you're looking for something Hearthstone related, there you go. You can just sit back, enjoy watching some Hearthstone this Friday if you're not opening Witchwood packs.
See, I'm tempted to keep my packs until my Fireside on the 21st.
That's a long time to sit on a bunch of packs.
Yeah, it is. But it's tempting to do just for fun.
It is, yeah.
So,
yeah. I know Bunny in Atlanta is having a pack opening party this coming weekend, and they're going to stream everyone's pack openings live on their community Facebook page. I think that's a really fun thing to do.
I remember Inca doing they did a pack open bingo. So they were playing bingo based on what cards they were getting. He was playing that against another guy. They did it over on one of his streams, and one guy was like in Venezuela or something, and Inca's here in Jackson, and they were playing pack bingo. It's kind of fun to watch.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's already been a couple of the bingo sheets posted in the Discord server as well.
Right.
So if you're wanting to just play by yourself, play with friends across the globe, or for your firesides, you can grab that from the Discord server and have nice little bingo sheets to be able to do that with as well.
Bunny's actually joining us in chat tonight. She says she already has her bingo cards lined up.
Hey, Bunny.
Sweet.
So awesome. All right.
She's not going to hop to it at all. She's already hopped to it.
So we've got a couple other dates to remind you guys about. Season 2 Tavern Hero qualifiers. It's time to start planning. Season 2 will run May 6th through June 17th. So you need, and as a reminder, you have to apply to host a THQ a minimum of 10 days in advance. So this means the first day to apply for Season 2 Tavern Hero qualifiers will be April the 26th, guys. So that's your reminder there. Season 2's coming. It's coming quick. Also, we have a new Fireside Brawl this month. this month's Fireside Brawl, you take your current or most recent dungeon run deck and duel a fellow patron to see who's the top dungeon delver. Have either of you had a chance to do this particular Fireside Brawl yet?
I have not.
No.
Okay.
I haven't hosted Fireside yet, so I haven't. If you have, let us know. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, let us know what you thought about it. We send us an email over to hsinnkeepers@gmail.com with your experience with this Fireside Brawl. We'd love to hear from you. All right. So I guess, O'Leary, that brings us to the next part of our show.
Where are we at?
Ooh,
top shares
of the week.
So I'm going to say exactly the show notes as they are written, which is hype videos. That's our top share. They're gonna be so hype. I'm excited. So we do have those later in the show for you today. But that is our top share of the week. It has to be. These guys and girl have shown such passion and creativity, and we can't wait to share it with you later in the show.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Hey, speaking of fun, we have a new innkeeper to talk about tonight. We've got Harvest from Calgary.
Canada.
Canada. Isn't Marspad up in that area?
They actually work together, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. In that case, Harvest, my condolences. You have them. He said he's Harvest streaming in Calgary. He's going to be hosting the Master Series on May 11th. He loves being able to provide an outlet for the community for various events to be enjoyed live or to review. And we've also have some other joins this week. We have Max Carnage from Houston, Texas. We have Johnson from Sweden and
Commander
what is it? Commander Bun Bun? Commander Bun Bun.
Yeah.
I wanted to say like curmudgeon. I read it as curmudgeon. I'm like, but then I saw Bun Bun, and I don't think he'd be a curmudgeon Bun Bun.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Anyhow, Commander Bun Bun is from Provo, Utah. Have you been to Provo? I think you should go there.
Me?
I think you would dig it.
Me?
Sorry, I'm quoting lines from movies. Anyhow.
I know people who live in Provo, but I've never been there.
I think you'd do well there. Yeah. Anyhow, well met to all of you guys. We are super stoked to have you in the Discord. Welcome to the family.
Yes, welcome, new little innkeepers.
Well met. We need to get a sounder. Well met.
Oh, we should. Yeah.
Future notes. So, in episode 26, we came up with this brilliant idea. I think one of you guys came up with it. Whoever came up with it, brilliant idea about reveals.
It really was a brilliant idea. Root. Good job.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Root's idea.
What?
Let me just reach over there and pat you on the back. You know?
I think we were all saying, "Oh, we'll happen to have announcements," and then we're like, "We'll reveal it on the episode." And Root was like, "Wouldn't it be great if other innkeepers joined us?"
O'Leary, you had an announcement. Are we at the reveal or the reveal of the? Where are we at with your announcement?
My announcement.
Go ahead and announce it. Go ahead, O'Leary.
Yeah, it's out. The announcement is I was the last announced player in the United Hearthstone League. Now,
right.
I don't compete. I'm not a competitive player, but I'm gonna get hella competitive. Like I'm really I'm gonna try really hard. I know it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, look at that.
It's crazy. Like all the people in it. There's 16 other I'd say like community representatives. There's my little bio. It's a bunch of podcast people, but also just other kind of personalities, so to speak. So I'm really excited. Everyone is just so positive and really engaged in it and just having a lot of fun with it, which is kind of the innkeeper spirit, I feel. So I'm going to have fun, but try really hard at the same time and try not to get too upset if I lose. But that's my big announcement. I'm tipping my toe into the world of competitive Hearthstone.
I like it. Congratulations. I'm super excited for you.
Thank you.
So you can show your support for O'Leary on Twitter with hashtag Team O'Leary.
I'm totally Team O'Leary.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm going to get on that. I'm going to get on that quick. Before we get to our other reveals, I had a reveal last week. I told you guys I was working on something. Some people got a little bit of a sneak preview of it. I don't really have the best lighting for it here, but I am going to try to kill some of my lighting in here, and I'll show you guys what I got going on. So, excuse the camera movement here. Everybody's going to get a little sick. This is my welcome box. So, here, I'll turn the lights on for a sec, I guess.
Yeah.
You really need some backlight. I'm going to undo everything I just did. Just ignore everything I just did. So, it's got the Hearthstone logo up top. It's got our Florida Fireside, which is it's our corporate logo, I guess. And then it's a lit by there. It says well met. That's really cool. It says well met. Then it's got some Hearthstones on it, and it's just a little bit of a welcome box. But here's the cool part about it. Is if you can really see it or not, but it flickers with flames, and then it lights up the well mat right about there. So there it is. There's all nice lit up well mat.
That's so cool. I love it. It's like spooky but fireside and a whole bunch of fun. That's really well done.
So it looks a lot better in normal lighting. I don't have really good lighting in here, so it looks a lot better in person now. I'm going to plug the Makerspace if I have to show this thing off. So, yes, I made this at our local Makerspace, which you guys saw a couple episodes ago when Ben Reddington was on. We talked about his Makerspace and we talked about Maker Effects. So I threw this together. I made more mistakes making this box than the end result looks cool, but my gosh, did I learn a lot with this. And it was really funny because I laser cut some stuff out. And then I took the board over and I decided I was going to drill a hole in the back of it for the power to go through. And a guy who's at the Makerspace Ian, he goes, so you took it from the laser cutter and you brought it over here to drill. Why didn't you just laser cut the hole? I was like, well, I didn't think of that. So, but it was a lot of fun to do. It's going to sit right up in front. I'll take pictures at our next fireside. Everybody be able to see that. They're not in here, but I also did some tokens. I'll share the tokens with you guys next week. So that was my cool reveal. Did you have one, Avantis?
Nah, boring. I've been boring the last couple of weeks.
No such thing as boring. You're hosting something, aren't you? No, you're like thinking to yourself, "Am I?
Did I forget something?"
You did. You had something too to announce. We all did. That was the whole thing.
That was the whole the premise of this show. Was we all had something, or did you just chime in because of peer pressure?
I don't remember. I've slept since last week.
All right, well, we do have some entries. We've got about 5 entries I see here.
Yeah.
We have entries from Sam Benson, from Bunny, from Marspad, Ben Rennington, and who else? Oh, Bites.
Yeah.
That guy.
So, all right, I have them all preloaded, so we're ready to rock and roll. We will start. First up is the entry from Sam Benson and KC Firesides.
Pull up a chair to the most competitive Hearthstone event ever. Kansas City's most vicious, talented, and charismatic Hearthstone players are going to duke it out for your entertainment on the silver screen. Laugh, cry, and cheer as these matches are shoutcasted live at the Alamo Draft House. You don't want to miss these epic matches on April 28th from 2 to 5 p.m. Tickets are $25 and include side events, prizes, and snacks. This is a high-octane Hearthstone experience, but we're really just in it to have fun with our friends. Everyone's welcome in here.
All right, there's our first video
Wow.
from KC Firesides, with a little voiceover love from Bites himself as the Innkeeper.
Well, why not? I mean, that just shows what kind of community we have here, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. That looks really fun. I love
Yeah.
So if you are in the Kansas City area, be sure to go check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sam, Wild.Ben in chat says Sam is killing it, and he's right. Sam's doing a great job out there. Everybody in that area is doing a great job. So, like I said, if you're in that area, make sure you get out and check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right. Next up, we have our very own Marspad from Calgary.
Ooh.
So here we go.
Forward to see that one.
Is this thing on? Testing. 1, 2, 3.
No such thing. Why is it always me?
Welcome to the big reveal. Hey kids, it's your old pal Marspad in Calgary. Just wanted to show you what we're all about over here. Just show you. Show it. Oh, yeah. Alright. Let's get to the goods. Welcome to the big reveal video here. Got a haircut. Reveal number 1. Reveal number 2, we're going to be using werewolf. I've got a deck here that is full of werewolves and villagers, and for every 5 patrons that come in, they'll all be villagers, and the 6th one will be werewolf. So that's going to work out really good. We've also got this fantastic board that we found on the Discord. I just converted Beerstone. It was Monopoly before, but we got that ready for our patrons as well. That's the big reveal. And what else do we got for them, Henry? Do we got anything else? Oh, just one last thing is, contrary to beliefs in Vancouver by Innkeeper Medicus, you might want to, every once in a while, just free them babies. All right, keep it real. I love you guys. Peace.
All right.
This is for you, Marspad. This is all the love. Thank you for that. That was so fun.
That was so honestly him.
I know.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was great.
I'll be honest. I would have been disappointed if he was wearing shoes.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, he can't have shoes on. He can't have shoes on because he's werewolf. Werewolves don't wear shoes.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are in the Calgary area, make sure you check out Marspad's next event. It sounds like it's going to be a good time. So
A tripping good time.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that board. It's our what was it? I'm pretty sure how we describe it in the Discord server. It's our refreshment drink board for consuming H2O.
Yes.
Yeah. So definitely, I see it looks waterproof, which is good because water can get out of hand. So.
Yes. So.
Yeah, his events are so good they'll knock your shoes off.
All right. That brings us to our next entry from the Rabbit Hole Tavern in Atlanta. And here is Bunny.
Call, motherfuckers! Witchwood is here, and you're not going to miss the Witchwood launch event down at my parents' basement run by the Rabbit Hole. We've got lots of great events planned for you. You want prizes? We got prizes. You want Drunkstone? We got Drunkstone. You want werewolves? We got werewolves.
That's right, bitches!
It doesn't matter if you're a beast or a demon, odd or even. You're going to rush down to my parents' basement at 2 p.m. on April 22nd, and we guarantee that you're going to have a howling good time. Oops, that one has echo.
That was fantastic. Oh, that one has echo. I love it. Great job, Bunny.
That was fantastic.
What would the neighbors be thinking?
Oh, that was fun.
It's near Halloween. mean? What is going on?
And hey, congratulations, guys! We got our first explicit tag.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. Yeah. Buddy says that was a solid 3 hours of concept to final.
Good. I love
3 hours well spent.
Very well spent.
Well spent.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, all right. So we got 2 videos left. Next up is ICT Firesides from our good friend Ben Reddington out there in Wichita. So, without further ado.
Hey everyone, this is Ben Reddington from Wichita, Kansas. I wanted to share my ideas for the upcoming Witchwood launch and what I have planned for my fireside gatherings. So I picked up some items off the Amazon wish list that Sam created just to really bring out the decor and the vibe, the ambiance of the upcoming Witchwood expansion. I picked up a couple things of the spider webs, the glowing lantern or candle holder, as well as the 3D printed moon and the werewolf skull. I think the werewolf skull is perfect. The moon is a little small. I know it was only 4 inches, but I think I might just actually get that to a child. And then I picked up a black tablecloth. Not really necessary, but I used one of the scarves. I believe Little Red used one of the Hearthstone scarves, so I got that idea for a tablecloth, but I needed more space as I've grown and with my sign-in procedures and things like that. I wanted to make sure I had a nice tablecloth. And the other project I'm working on is a game called The Battle of Gilneas, where I've adapted the dice game called Buttonmen from Cheap Ass Games into a card game related around the Witchwood. So I've created Worgen and human cards. This is a human card. The numbers on it represent a type of die. So that'd be a 4-sided die, an 8-sided die, an 8-sided die, and a variable, as well as Worgen cards, where they're themed, where this would be a 6-sided die, an 8-sided die, an 8-sided die, a 20-sided die, and a 20-sided die. You would roll dice and you go back and forth making attacks, where you have basic attacks where same number eats the same number, or skilled attacks where you add up your number of dice to equal their number of dice. I'll have another video about it, but this is an idea for a side event that will allow kind of the dice and that aspect of the dungeon run and kind of a concept of that Dungeons and Dragons feel with the Witchwood theme. So thematically, I'm still using dice and just trying to bring everything together in another way. Thanks.
All right, that looks awesome. I am super stoked to know more about this card game.
Now I need to go 3D print a werewolf skull and put hair on it. Because, yeah.
Right?
Definitely. That's happening. That's 100% happening. I'm going to probably start that tonight. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm honestly just feeling a little emotional. Like, these videos, it's just really showing, like, oh, I'm going to get all teared up. I don't know why I'm so emotional about this, but, like, wow, like, you guys are really showing, like, your passion and the cool stuff you're doing, and we see it every day in the Discord server, but, wow, like, I'm really feeling the community and the love and what you guys are trying to do with this stuff. So thank you so much for sharing. I know we have one more to go, but just, wow.
I mean,
I'm honestly...
Do we need to... I'll go get my acoustic guitar. We can sing Kumbaya. You good?
Yeah, I'm just...
All right. I mean, I'll go snag it. We'll jam out right now.
A lot of Hearthstone love, Innkeeper love going on, and it really makes me happy that, you know, we're able to share it all together. So,
and I tell you what, Ben Reddington is one of the most creative guys in our sphere, as far as creating things for his end and other people's ends. Doing a lot of stuff at his makerspace up there. So
that's right.
He tends to really motivate me and get me to do stuff for my end, because it's like I see him doing stuff. I'm like, oh man, that looks so cool. Then I want to do it. Then
he is so involved, and that's just like, you know, you saw, you know, he shot that video, and you know, the way he just finds time to take care of his inn and his patrons and help everybody else out is just incredible. You can't say any more about him.
Yeah.
He's such a great guy.
Yep.
He obviously is a like a Time Lord, and he is manipulating
That's
the space-time
only
continuum.
explanation.
It is. It really
He's
is.
the doctor.
Yeah.
So.
He
At
is
least
the
he's
doctor.
on our side.
All right, guys. Well, we have one last video to show you, and this is from Bites himself. This is kind of a video. It's kind of a recap slash here's what he did for his most recent event. So sit back and enjoy.
Hey everyone, Innkeeper Bites here. I just wanted to touch base, tell you about the event I threw for the Witchwood launch. I have multiple events actually. This one was a pre-release event, so it was kind of a hype-building event, and it was called Into the Witchwood. It was a mashup of role-playing game and Hearthstone. I did a video once I recorded already, but it ended up being 15 minutes long, so I just wanted to give you a really quick short recap video of what it was that I did. So let me show you. I had previously made this Kobolds and Catacombs fireside adventure for the last expansion, and it was like a role-playing game where you would make a character, level it up. You start at first level and you gain skill points, and it's a very cool system, and I wanted to reuse it. So I kind of rebranded it. I made it this huge plan. It ended up being 23 pages long when I was all done. It's like got like all the checklists of what I want to do for the venue and the outline, and then ended up with this Into the Witchwood as my kind of flyer graphic for the event. I wanted to make this a big event, so we ended up having between 40 and 50 people there, and hosting a role-playing game for 40 to 50 people is not easy, but I was able to do it, and I made it interactive, and it was pretty successful. I broke everyone into small groups of 4 players, and they're like little adventure parties, and they went through this really interesting adventure. I had people on stage come up with me, and they read certain dialogue parts for the characters like Hagatha and Greymane and Baku and the Lady in White, and I had this script that I wrote down here, and I broke it all down into chapters, and I made like kind of special graphics for every scene. I'll show you very quickly like what it looked like when I went through the adventure. I had this projected on the screen behind me. This is a Prezi. It's like an online presentation software like PowerPoint, but you can animate it and you can add music. So I had this, and I kind of went through my script and had an introduction into the Witchwood Fireside Adventure by me. I gave the backstory of what happened in the last adventure, and then I kind of threw everyone in here. It's going to get loud here for a second, but every time you go to a new scene, you get music. I put music behind each of these scenes, so yeah, our players, I'll take you through the story like lightning fast. They get to the tavern, they're all in a bad mood from adventuring, and then the next morning the innkeeper sends them off to the stable to beat each other up and to kind of get their frustrations out, and they played in these casual matches against each other with decks that they built. And then when they got back to the tavern, I had a series of tavern games where they had to solve like a damage puzzle as a team, and then they had to do like these funny trivia games where they had to come up with a card dialogue or a card name that describes their last trip to the bathroom and their love life. And during this part of the game, I also had them challenge each other to see who had the most legendary cards in their deck. And if they did have the most legendary cards in their deck, then I slipped them a piece of paper that was like a special secret roll for later on in the adventure. And I'll get to that later. But then the innkeeper gets sucked through a portal into the Witchwood, and I had this custom art done by this guy Freddie Siegler in Phoenix. And if you want his contact info, let me know and I'll hook you up. He is a great guy to commission for custom art, and this is an awesome piece. And then all heck breaks loose, and Hagatha comes through the portal, and everyone in the party is allowed to cast a single spell at them, at Hagatha. So I had people standing up and shouting out spells that they were casting, but I had like a chart, so depending on what spell they cast, there would be repercussions. So one team, for instance, cast Pyroblast, and that bounced back and burned one of their fingers off, and I rolled randomly, and it was the 7th finger, and so from that point on in the adventure, they couldn't use any 7-mana spells. Someone else tried to cast cast a heal on Hagatha, and it bounced back and gave them Divine Shield, so they can actually use Divine Shield minions for the rest of the encounter adventures. But I also wrapped them up in plastic wrap to simulate them being cast Divine Shield on. So I had all these curses that I had used from my curses event last year during Halloween, and I kind of reused that idea. Hagatha was unscathed and went back through the portal and challenged everyone to come after her and play her games in order to get the Innkeeper back. So everyone buckled on their gear and followed Hagatha through the portal. And then there was the next scene, new music. Creepy music, because it's creepy Witchwood, but they had this guy sneak up on them, and he's like the automaton, and the automaton was kind of a comedic character, and he was kind of broken and cursed by Hagatha, and so he was saying how they were all going to basically die, and they'd be killed by Hagatha, and they needed to watch out. And it was a very fun character to write for, actually. But he led them on to the next challenge, which was the Face Collector. This is the most twisted Photoshop I did, and it's a bunch of legs and arms and skulls, and all the players had to split into teams, and they had to make like a monster. It was like a build a monster challenge. So what they did is they built a deck of cards with 10 cards in it, and then they had to go over to the opponent's deck, and they had to put 15 cards in to sabotage their opponent. And then they came back and they put more cards in their deck, so they had this twisted deck that didn't make any sense, and they had to play each other with that deck. It was fun. And then we went on to the next chapter, where they went up these creepy stairs. And they found the Lady in White. And she's a very sad character, and she's lost her memory, but she wants knowledge, so the players are forced to do a trivia battle with her. And I had the person reading this part, I made a bunch of trivia cards for them, and I picked one person, or I had one person volunteer from each of the 12 groups come up on stage in a single file line, and they all took turns answering trivia questions until they got 2 wrong, and then they were out, and the last person standing got bonus experience points. And the Lady in White faded away, and she was pleased with all the knowledge she gained. Ooh, fading away. And then we move on to the next challenge, which is more dramatic music. So they encounter a fork in the road, and one side says danger, and the other side says more danger, and I split them into 2 different sides where they were kind of evenly matched, the teams on each side, and the danger side led to Greymane, and Greymane needed people to fight for him. And then on the other side we had, of course, Baku, and Baku needed people to fight for him, so the teams each had to make either even or odd decks depending on which side they ended up on, and then it was an even versus odd battle, and in the end, the Greymane, the even side, won, because I guess pre-release even is pretty good. Or maybe those players were just really good. Alright, and then finally we go on to the last scene, which is the swamp. And this is where things get really dramatic, and they go deeper into the swamp. And they find Hagatha's lair. And then Hagatha comes out of the lair, and she is happy that they've done all of her games so far. But this is the finale, and she actually reaches out and casts spells and turns one player from each team into like a polymorph target. And that was the trick from earlier, where I had them each given like a piece of paper. That paper actually led to one of these websites where they have been chosen, and they have a secret role, and they have to copy their deck code and then make a pre-made deck, basically, that's like a much more difficult deck, and they're all themed. So one of them was like a dinosaur deck, and he was like a brontosaurus with giant sharp spiky teeth. One was a Murloc King, and there was a demon, and there was a big pile of beasts. That was a hunter deck. So once that happened, each of the teams had to choose one of the bosses to fight, and there was this big climactic battle at the end, and they got huge amount of bonus XP if they were able to beat the bosses. And then they defeated Hagatha. And Hagatha released the Innkeeper, and everyone went back to the inn to party and have a very good time. But they had all experienced the Witchwood, and what an adventure that was, and it's just lingering on their mind how they can't wait to go back into the Witchwood, and that's how they're hyped, and they can't wait to come back next week to the pack opening party that I'm going to be hosting, which is going to be at the same venue. So, yeah, there's that's the adventure, and that's the hype, and yeah, wait, where is it? Yep, that's the end. So, yeah, I hope you like this. The pack opening party I'm doing next week is going to be Hearthstone Bingo, and then we're going to do a co-op monster hunt as a big group, and then we're going to break into teams and kind of make some decks and play decks against each other, and it should be a good time. So, have fun with your adventures into the Witchwood, guys.
All right.
I'm speechless. I want to go to one of his events.
Right, I know.
It's like we get to see part of what he's done and everything, and I did get to see him at BlizzCon when he was dressed up as the Innkeeper at the TBT finals, and that was cool. I think he gave me some coins that I then went and lost in another game, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, man, I really want to go to one of his events one of these days.
You know, I really want to play one of these, and maybe we can arrange something if we have another summit this year. Maybe we could arrange a time to play a game or something. That would just be really cool. Fantastic job, Scott, as always. You know,
Yeah.
such
I'm
a great job.
speechless. From everyone's videos, and I honestly just feel really inspired to start really getting crafty with what I'm gonna do for my event.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is honestly inspired. The word I'm gonna take from this is inspiring. I really wow, guys, great job, all of you.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. So basically now what we'll do is I will post links to all of these videos in the hashtag podcast chat channel, and you guys can watch them, and I'll create a straw poll to where you can go and vote for your favorite video, and then we will announce a winner next week. So you guys have a week to watch these as much as you want, vote on your favorites, and then we'll announce a winner next week. So I'm excited.
I am pumped. I am like Larry said, I'm very inspired. I'm excited about different ideas that I hadn't thought of, and I'm really looking forward to I want to get people. I want to write a script and get people up on stage at my next event.
Yeah, that looked really
that's what I want
involved
to
and
do.
engaging. I love that.
I just want a stage at my event.
I just think so. You guys watch. This is gonna be good. I got to write something now. So.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
This has been great. I don't know who I'm going to vote for.
I'm torn. I'm honestly torn between two of them right now.
Yeah, I am too. I think I know where my vote's gonna go. So we'll
Are we
see
allowed to
about-
vote? Are we voting? We're
Sure,
allowed to vote.
we can vote.
Okay. All right.
You can vote. We get one vote.
Yeah, we
Is
each
that
get
it?
one vote. So.
All right.
So, all right. I guess that's going to actually kind of do it for us this week. Make sure you check the hashtag podcast chat channel. I will get all that information and all these links posted in there probably in the morning because I've got to edit after the show. So we will get all that up to you guys probably first thing tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
Keep checking in there. All right. So to recap, this was episode 27, the reveal show and the hot video show. And it was this, guys, I'm not going to lie. This was one of the most fun shows
This might be my favorite so far.
Yeah.
And my
I
lucky
love
number
getting-
is 27.
Yeah, I love
there you
getting
go.
I'm
all
going to point
the,
that out. It's my number.
all the
so.
submissions from the community. That's just awesome. That makes it so much
Yeah.
fun.
It certainly does. Yeah.
This Been
So
so much fun.
make sure you join us next week as we announce the winner of our Hop Video contest. All right. So, O'Leary, where can people find you online?
When I'm not crying, you can you can find me on Twitter at Leary, ALEIRRI, and you can find me on Twitch as well. I did stream after the UHL announcement. That was actually really fun. I'm going to be streaming my pack opening when I get home from work on Thursday as well. So, yeah, at Twitch at Leary, ALEIRRI. Root, where can people find you?
They can find me on Team Leary on hashtag
Yes!
Team Leary. Yeah. You can find me on the Twitters at Hearthcast Root. You can find me every week on hearthcast.com where Freckleface and I do a Blizzard Universe podcast. So we talk about a lot of stuff within the Blizzard Universe, primarily World of Warcraft. You can also find me. No one's asked me yet about that other show, so you got to find me that off-topic channel, and I'll let you know where that other one is. Other than that, you can find me right here. When I'm not making stuff, when I do make stuff, I'll bring it here and show you. So it's kind of cool.
In your naked space or your maker space?
Did you say naked space?
Did you not see that in chat?
No, I don't watch.
Was it Ben? Was like, or no? Was it
That's
Ben
probably-
or was it Sam? They said something about something naked space, and I was like, they meant maker space. But funnily enough, the two things are kind of the same. So
what?
We already got our mature tag for this show anyway, so let's let it all hang out, guys.
It's just silly. I don't believe. Oh, sorry, I thought you caught that already. I wasn't just being sassy.
I'm old. I can't watch chat and talk in the cameras at the same time. It confuses me. So, but you know what? I do have a naked space. It has a very wide entrance. It's got double doors, kind of like a barn.
I don't know where you're going with this, but I don't want to go there.
No. You know, sometimes you should talk after you think things through. They make really good sense in your head. You know, that's funny, and then it comes out and you go, no.
You're like, why am I talking about a barn door? I don't know where this went.
That joke got bad real quick. So, enough horsing around. Mr. Avantes, what barn can people find you in?
They can find me hanging out watching the United Hearthstone League all season.
There you go.
Cheering in the United Conference. I will be hashtag Team Versika, and in the Community Conference, I will be hashtag Team O'Leary. I was really concerned there for a while. Versika and O'Leary were going to end up in the same conference, and I was like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Lucky for us.
Yes.
Get to vote.
So, or you can find me tomorrow night, like Tuesday night, I'm hashtag Team O'Leary. Wednesday night, I do Hero Power, and I'm hashtag Team Versika. So, tomorrow night, 7:30, we are going to start our card reviews, and for the Witchwood, we
I like it.
Gonna have a little fun with it. Not gonna play any decks tomorrow night. We're strictly going to be talking and theory crafting Witchwood. So join us.
Sorry, Dustwood?
Huh?
You mean Dustwood?
No.
Dustwood.
That's the joke, because so many of the cards are
so many of the cards
dust.
are dust. Well, we'll see. We actually created a Google spreadsheet with all of the cards.
Ooh.
And we have asked a lot of the community to go in and rate the cards. And so we're looking and seeing what the community thinks of the set on a scale of 1 to 5.
You posted that in our Discord server too, did you not?
I did post that in the Innkeeper Discord. So if you guys want to go and rate the cards yourselves, that is posted in the hashtag gameplay chat channel. And just follow the link and put your name at the top of a column, and then just straight down. You'll see how everybody else has done it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty self-explanatory, and go have some fun with it. Let us know what you think of the cards.
I'm just gonna copy your column and paste it into mine.
I don't know that that's a great idea because my column may not match your column. I personally rate Toki the Time Tinkerer pretty high. I think it's going to be a fun card.
All right.
So, all right. So, with all that said, that's going to do it for us this week. As we close, we want to remind everybody that you can find all these awesome resources for your gatherings over at hsinnkeepers.com, or you can find Blizzard's official page over at resources.firesidegatherings.com. And if you haven't joined the Innkeeper Discord yet, what are you doing with your life? Go to bit.ly/hsinnkeepers and join us in all the fun, all the chat. You know, we've 300 members from all over the world. Come and hang out, learn a few things, share your knowledge with the world, and make Hearthstone Fireside Gatherings great again. I don't know where that just came out. So, all right, guys. As we close the show this week, we want to thank all of you for listening at home, and we really want to thank everybody joining us live in our chat. We love hearing from all of you each week and hanging out with you each week. And we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the HS Innkeepers podcast. For legendary resources and more, go to hsinnkeepers.com. Schwinghammer.